name is Wayne Turner. I'm with Winston-Salem Forsyth County, and we implemented a school recycling program in our county back in 2002. I'm going to tell you about our program in Winston-Salem Forsyth County. These statistics are a couple of years old, so we have built some more high schools, middle schools.
Blocking the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. They are, what I've got here is they're broken down into city and county. And the reason I did that is because the way they manage their waste in Forsyth County is the schools are responsible, the school system itself is responsible for collecting the garbage in the county schools. Those schools in the city are picked up by the city sanitation department. So I thought it was important to make that distinction. They're 10 year-round schools, elementary and 2 middle. And so we have about 73 schools right now. And we also have other facilities like the nutrition center, as well as the career center, the administrative offices, as well as the transportation center who are on our program. These are student counts as of 2005. And again, it's about probably a 50,000 student school system today. And I estimated my waste generation based on California Integrated Waste Management Board data. They suggested about a pound per student per day is the amount of waste that could be generated at each school. And there again is the calculation that I used to come up with the calculation for the amount generated. That's all waste, whether it's recycled or disposed. That's all waste. And again, the 26 schools that it refers to here are the ones that are in the county. And the 41 inside the city are picked up by city sanitation. The practices right now that they use 8-yard dumpsters provided by the school district. They purchase all of them, they maintain them, and they replace them all at the public school expense. And I think that's pretty universal throughout the entire school system, I think. Anybody here from school administration? No? Okay, great. Okay, good deal. Good. We have some of the older schools, and you can see this picture on the right. It was the one that was used earlier. When I set this program up, I went out and visited and looked in every dumpster on every campus in the county. I wanted to know what the disposal habits were, what was going in there, and what to expect. And I thought this was a great way to do a baseline. And as you can see here, some habits had to change, particularly around the time when the trucks would come by, because I think most of these people who park back here in this area are going to be cafeteria workers. Some of the newer schools, they have enclosed areas for the dumpsters. You're going to see that in the new constructions, instead of just having the dumpsters placed anywhere. And these are both garbage dumpsters here, but you can also see that there's room for a recycling dumpster in there too, and most of them have incorporated space for those in the new construction. The estimated waste management cost before we implemented the program was around $71, and this is based on what was picked up by both the city sanitation department inside the city and for the county schools. So we use that as a baseline to try to measure what those costs would change to when we started diverting some of it to the recycling program. When I introduced myself, I said I'm with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Utilities. We're a joint powers agency funded by both the city and the county. And I'm a City of Winston-Salem employee, but we do programs for the entire county as well as the City of Winston-Salem. And we are mostly disposal. We operate the landfill there, but we have the program for the recycling program for the schools. And as somebody pointed out earlier, I think it may have been Yale, all the schools take their waste to our landfill and they pay a tip fee. Well, for every ton that's diverted through this recycling program, that's $34 a ton they don't have to spend for waste. So there is an incentive, there's a built-in incentive there. And it says here in 2005 they would be handed off. That hasn't happened entirely. We've tried to slowly encourage the school system itself to take over the operation of it. I remain involved today, but mostly as sort of a troubleshooter. And the $60,000 annual budget is still about the same. It got to as much as $75,000, and then we implemented a change in it that I'll tell you about a little bit later to bring the cost back down. And this tells you that the program, the contract for collection was with Waste Management. It's a totally separate contract, and it was the same prices as we got through our City of Winston-Salem curbside program. It wasn't a part of the curbside program. The dumpsters and the carts were picked up on commercial routes, so they weren't part of the city's curbside program, nor was it an independent program. So we couldn't weigh materials. We had no way of knowing how much was picked up because they didn't design the routes around just the schools. The routes were already in place, and they added the schools into their existing routes.